The Medal of Honor is the greatest award I've ever received. And I receive it and wear it on behalf of all of the men and women that fought and died for this great country. My dad always encouraged me and wanted me to serve in the armed forces. He felt that every person should serve their country.
Unlike a lot of my colleagues that was in Vietnam, I actually enlisted when I was 17. And Vietnam wasn't heard of in that time.
The Korean War broke out, and I volunteered to go.
In 1966, I went to Fort Walters, Texas, and started helicopter school.
I was one of the early jet fighter pilots.
When Pearl Harbor broke out, on December 7th, on the December 8th, I skipped school and ran down to the recruiting office, or went by a trolley down to the recruiting office in Minneapolis. And I got the papers and everything, but when I came home with them, my parents wouldn't sign them because I was only 17.
At the age of 9 years old, I looked up and I seen those boys coming out of those airplanes, and I said, that's me. And so at that point, I knew what my life was going to be like.
And one of my sisters hollered, Ron, Mama had twins. And I looked at my brother and I said, well, there goes my place at the table. I'm joining the Army.
Our mission was to get one of our elements out of the woods. They were trapped. We had an estimate of about 300 hardcore VC.
And we knew we had a minefield to go through, numerous mines. That was the first thing we had to do. And they had tunnels in there, and they had weapons concealed, and they began firing upon us.
And they suggested to my company commander that you just leave a squad here to guard this bridge. And the most you're going to get is a few, maybe, infantrymen infiltrating. Well, about 4 o'clock the next morning, here come German tanks bumper to bumper.
The main attack was coming from one direction, but there was fire coming from the other sides too. We knew we were surrounded.
I landed on D-Day, so we're right there in amongst with the first wave on the beach, and when we landed, we weren't prepared for the chaos that we saw on the beach that day.
There's nothing that you can do in training that'll prepare you for actual combat. The sights and sounds, deafening sounds.
When things get really, really rough, and there's a whole lot of explosions going around you, and bombs bursting in the air, and rifle, machine gun fire, all of that coming at you at one time, no one's exempt from fear.
First time I've ever prayed in my life, and I figured if every time I need help, this is when it is.
3 helicopters from other units had attempted a rescue and been driven off by the intense anti-aircraft fire, and then Corps put out the order to stay clear of Wade because the anti-aircraft fire was just too heavy. It was just not survivable for a helicopter. So it looked like that the Corps commander wanted to leave our soldiers there, and of course we don't do that.
The captain, I don't think I ever seen a look on a man's face like that, just hopeless. And I said, well, I'll take it before you, Captain. And he said, how you gonna do it? I said, I'm going straight ahead shooting, Captain. I'll take you men with me, and we'll go straight in shooting. If we make the trench, we got a chance. And he said, you're not gonna make it. I said, well, we'll try.
And I knew it was my time to be counted for. I mean, I had to get up and do something. I wasn't going to sit there and see my troopers go. I mean, if we went, we were going together.
So I ran across about 40 yards, 50 yards of open terrain and charged the bunker.
It seemed like forever, but it was only an hour and a half.
Our heavy had been knocked out, our gunner and assistant gunner killed. And then somebody yelled grenade, and I looked down, saw it, so I fell on it.
Seen a group of German soldiers going up the hill with machine guns. So I says, hollered at the crowd, there's what's for the machine gun up there. So then my buddy turns around and he stands up for some reason, I don't know why, and he says, where? And the machine gun shot him. So I crawled over to his hole and I picked him up, and he's trying to say something to me. And I was a gurgle, and then pretty soon his body went limp on me, and I knew he died. I sat there and I held him. Why? When he died, I so mad, I cried and ran up that hill.
You get lucky some days. I lived through it, and a lot of them didn't.
I felt that I was somewhat infallible, like a lot of young soldiers and servicemen do, and women, that there wasn't a bullet made for me.
I was doing what I was trained to do. I was doing what thought I was asked to do.
I didn't think I'd done anything extraordinary. I felt this is what a soldier's supposed to do, and I still feel that way.
Somebody had to do it. And it just happened to be me.
And it is a great honor, you know. Old President Truman, who was a soldier, who had fought in World War I in the artillery, when he put around, he said, I'd rather have this than be President of the United States.
You know, there's something about the Medal of Honor. It's a privilege, it's an honor to wear it. And most of us that you talk to will always tell the same story. We don't wear it for ourselves, we wear it for all those that can't.
I'm the one that gets to talk about what happened. I get all the glory. There's 3 grieving mothers still, whose sons were every bit as brave.
It's hard for me to convey how important freedom is. And I didn't appreciate it, and I don't know that anyone can until they've lost it.
What I am good or bad. I'm a product of my country.
We've been so fortunate by the accident of birth to be Americans. And having had that good fortune, our primary duty is to make sure that this country survives and that we stay free.
I hope that my country can be as proud of me as I am proud of my country.
I'm alive today because I had them damn good men. Huh? I get emotional about it. We're in a free country. And why are we? Because a lot of people, black, white, yellow, went and gave their lives so that you and I can live free. Huh? Simple as that.
A lot of people think that the great thing about the Medal of Honor is it's awarded by Congress and presented by the President. But to me, the real honor of the Medal of Honor is that a handful of young men who were with you at a difficult time thought you was worthy of it.